Hello, my friend. They say most people are inherently good, kind, gentle, always ready with a smile. But have you ever wondered if that goodness is genuine? Or is it just a facade because they've never had the capital, never been forced to embrace true evil? I remember my early days before the world carved me into the monster they call the Joker. I once believed that if you were kind enough, the world would reward you. But in Gotham, where every shadow hides cruelty, the meek suffer while the strong dominate. The so-called good are often just privileged, shielded from hardship. Their generosity is reflexive, not earned. Consider Gotham's elite, born into comfort, taught that kindness is a virtue. Their lives are buffered by wealth, education, and social standing. But what if that cushion were ripped away? Would they still smile? Would their hearts remain unscarred? I doubt it. True kindness is not a birthright. It's a choice made only when you've been tested by life. Most people have never had to make that choice. They coast along, sheltered by a society that rewards conformity. Their goodness isn't a mark of strength. It's a sign of a safe, unchallenged existence. I've wandered Gotham's alleys and observed these good people. Businessmen in tailored suits and office workers with forced smiles are prisoners of a life that never demanded a choice between self-preservation and self-expression. They suppress their darker impulses and bury true feelings beneath layers of politeness. Their goodness is merely the easiest path. Let me tell you a story. I once met a man, a well-respected figure known for his charity. On the surface, he was the epitome of goodness. Yet, during a quiet conversation in a dim restaurant, I sensed fear in his words. He admitted, almost in a whisper, that his kindness wasn't born of passion, but of paralyzing terror. If I show any sign of anger or assertiveness, he confessed, I risk everything. His goodness wasn't strength. It was a prison built by fear of rejection in a world that rewards the unchallenged. Isn't it ironic? The world praises these people for their virtue, yet they've never tasted the bitterness of true adversity. They haven't made the hard choices that define real character. For most, the luxury of being good is simply that. A luxury. Here's the twist. The more you cling to that image of goodness, the more you deny your potential. True strength comes from embracing the full spectrum of your emotions, pain, anger, fear, and daring to express them. If you're forever confined to being good, you'll never learn what it means to live fully or harness the transformative power of your darker side. Have you ever looked at someone who seems overwhelmingly good and wondered what they're hiding? Beneath that polished exterior might lie a story of suppression, dreams stifled by fear of stepping out of line. They've built their lives on conformity because it's the only way they know to stay safe. That safety, however, comes at the steep price of never truly knowing themselves. Time and again, I've seen that those forced into adversity, who have lost everything, are the ones who can truly choose. They can be kind or ruthless. The capacity for evil isn't exclusive to monsters. It lies dormant in every human heart, waiting to be unlocked by pain or desperation. For most, the comfort of being good is simply evidence that they've never been forced to confront that possibility. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating for mindless cruelty or chaos. I'm simply laying bare a truth that many are too afraid to acknowledge. The image of goodness we wear is often just a shield. It's easier to smile and nod than to risk the tumultuous journey of self-discovery that comes with embracing every facet of who you are, even those parts society deems unacceptable. So, what does it mean to be good? Perhaps it means living in a bubble of relative safety, never venturing beyond what's comfortable. Perhaps it means choosing a life of quiet desperation over one of passionate intensity. And perhaps, tragically, it means that those who have truly endured life's bitterness choose to hide their true selves because the world isn't ready for them. They know that revealing their full spectrum would shatter the delicate illusion many cling to, and that authenticity comes at a steep price. I ask you, my friend, is it better to live as a safe, predictable, good person, or to risk everything and embrace life's chaos, even if it means stepping into what some call evil? There's no simple answer. For those who've lived sheltered lives, challenging the status quo is unthinkable. They'd rather remain in the comforting arms of conformity than face the raw truth of their potential. I've seen both sides. I've known the false solace of being good, a life dictated by others' expectations, and the wild, untamed freedom of embracing my full range of emotions. The choice isn't about good versus evil. It's about living honestly, refusing to let society's narrow definitions confine you, and daring to declare, "This is who I am, and I will not hide it." But such a choice demands a courage most are too scared to summon. The so-called good are often those never truly tested. Their kindness echoes a sheltered existence, a life where the hardest decision was choosing the right tie rather than fighting for survival. They are like porcelain dolls, delicate, beautiful, yet fragile. And in a world that values strength over softness, that fragility is a limitation. So next time you see someone beaming with kindness, ask yourself, what battles have they never fought? What demons have they never faced? Their smiles might hide an inner void, a lack of experience with the brutal realities that force true transformation. While it's comforting to believe in inherent goodness, perhaps it's more accurate to say that most simply never had the capital to be bad. This isn't an excuse nor a call to chaos. It's an observation about human existence in a society that rewards safety over risk. For every act of kindness, there's a story of fear and chances never taken because the risk of breaking free was too high. And that, my friend, is the real tragedy. A world of people who've never truly lived, locked in complacency because the cost of freedom is too steep. I challenge you to look beyond the superficial. See that the veneer of goodness is often just that, a thin layer hiding untapped potential, the capacity for both light and dark. The next time you meet someone overwhelmingly good, consider what they're sacrificing. What parts of themselves must they hide because the world would never accept them? And ask yourself, would you have the courage to reveal your full self, even if it means embracing chaos, pain, and, yes, even a touch of evil? For me, I have chosen to live on the edge. I have rejected society's narrow confines, embracing every facet of my being, from the tender to the terrifying. That choice may brand me a villain, but it has granted me a freedom the so-called good will never know. Because true strength and true life come not from hiding behind a mask, but from daring to be unapologetically, irrevocably yourself. In the end, the illusion of goodness is a double-edged sword. It protects you, yes, but it also confines you. And while it may be tempting to cling to that safety, remember, every moment spent hiding your true self is a moment lost in the pursuit of genuine existence. So, my friend, what would you sacrifice for the chance to be truly alive? Is the price of safety worth the cost of never knowing your full potential?